want to configure all this now. Huh? Pause. Let's get rid of all these guys. Let's try this a couple times. Okay, that dive height is really stupidly high. So I'm going to change that. And I'm going to move it down to like 2 millimeters. Where are you? Dive height 2. Save. Let's go ahead and run the configuration file. And we'll home all again. Okay. Then I'm gonna do okay, so I need to fix this. System, bed. Oops. I want to undo that. What did I just do? So I want to do that. I also want to go to Z10 first. Ah, shit. So I'm going to nuke all this stuff. Save it again. Take it out of console. I'm going to run G32 again. Okay, so what I think I'll do is I'm gonna first, when we're doing the bed, do a separate move for the lift first. Save that. What else do I need to do? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to calibrate the E-steps. So to do that, I'm going to get my calibration jig. It's basically a tool that has markings from 0 to 120 millimeters and has a notch at 110 millimeters. The idea is that I'm going to mark it at 110 millimeters, the filament, with a Sharpie, and then extrude 100 millimeters. And then based on however much goes over or under is the percentage that I need to adjust my E-steps by. So that's what I'm going to do next. Let's calibrate E-steps. So first off, I'm going to, I'll just go ahead and say I load a filament, doesn't matter. And I'm going to heat up the hot end. And while we wait for the hot end to heat up, I should be PID tuning this. Crap. Well, PID tune's not so important for this. Not right now. At least, well, not that it's not important, it's just that the stock tuning has been, I think, pretty close on for me. But once I calibrate the E-steps, I think I'll tune the bed. And I'll tune it at 110 degrees. Should be okay, I hope. Alright, so extruder hot end is warmed up. Let's go ahead and make our mark on the filament. Yeah, without PID tuning, it's definitely overshooting. And I'll just go ahead and extrude 100 millimeters at this point. And it skips. That's pretty awesome. What the hell? Okay, I think 5 millimeters per second is just too much. Or something got caught. I don't know. So let's mark it again after it finishes. Alright, it's done. Let's mark it again. So extruding another 100 millimeters, and we'll see how it goes as soon as it's done. All right, looks like it finished. we're at 14 millimeters. So we wanted to extrude 100. We got 96. So my current use steps is, I think it's 400. So I wanted to do, what is it? 96. So we're gonna do 400. Oops. 400 divided by 0.96, and that puts us at 416.67 steps per millimeter. So we'll try that. Oops. 16.67, and we'll go ahead and save. I'm not going to restart or parse it. I'm just gonna do it manually. E416.67. So that way I can go ahead and mark and run it again. So now that it's marked, we will extrude another 100 millimeters. I wonder why there's some skipping. Okay. This filament guide setup I have right now is no good. I kind of just stuck the filament through the stock guide, but I didn't put in a piece of PTFE, so it's really not very smooth. So before I try my test prints, I'll do it again, but I messed it up. I'm going to mark it again and run another 100 through. All right, hundreds through. Take a look, and it looks pretty much spot on. Yep, that looks spot on. So 416.67 steps per millimeter is pretty much where I landed up on this guy. So what I'm going to do next, I will go ahead and PID tune the bed. So we're going to do M303 H0 S. I'll tune it at 105 degrees. And we'll go ahead and run that tuning. And I'll turn off the head end heater. So as soon as this is done, I'm going to run the tuning. Shoot. Before that's done, I want to retract the bad guy. I'm gonna unload. So got it unloaded, and then I'm gonna turn off the nozzle. And while we got that going, I'm going to stick in a piece of PTFE to help guide the filament better. Alright, got the filament fully loaded. Let's go ahead and wait while our bed does its tuning. Then after the bed's done tuning, flip over and do the nozzle tuning. The bed tuning takes about 10 to 15 minutes maybe. So we'll just sit and wait. How do I get just this? So just sitting through waiting for the bed to tune. It's going to be a while. I think it just hit temperature, so I guess there it goes. Doing its phase 3. I don't know why it skips phase 2. Must be something that RepRap firmware is doing. So just kind of chill on Discord while I wait for this to go. I guess we can see the rippling in this, in the heater pattern. Also, I keep forgetting, I want to tune or calibrate the MCU temperature. Every time the printer boots up, like the very first time when it's cold, I'll just turn off the printer, and then when I turn it on, I will just take the temperature of the nozzle and compare it to what the MCU says it is. And then that's going to be my offset that I'll use to calibrate the MCU's temperature. Tuning with fan off? Did it tune with the fan on? I don't think I heard it. So after it finishes all these tuning phases, do the nozzle tuning. I guess I'll tune it at 240. So tuning should probably be pretty close to done. It's just doing these cycles of up and down, up and down, up and down. Heat and cool, just to see if it can hit the temperature without too much overshoot. For fun, I guess I can pull out my thermal camera and see what the bed says it is, or what the camera says it is. So I think with PEI I have emissivity to 65, so I'll bring it down if I remember how to use this camera. 65, and pretty much it measures about 100 degrees. Don't know if you can see it, but there it is on my thermal camera. This is my cheap DIY camera that I made with a Alexa sensor. And looks like tuning is done. Let's hop over and do nozzle tuning. M500, let's save that. That took about 9 minutes of tuning. Let's go and do the nozzle tuning. We'll tune it at IM303 T0 S240, or I'll tune at 250. Meanwhile, while we do this, I'm just gonna hack on my keyboard for a second. There's some settings I need to change. So nozzle is doing its thing, jumping through. Let's see how it goes. I probably should have felt safe tuning at 110. Mostly I'm worried that the bed will overshoot like to 125 and then pop my thermal fuse. And that's like wouldn't be a happy thing. But I think it's probably going to be okay. Or it would have been okay. Right, so now I'm tuning the hot end at 250 degrees. And while I wait for this, I'm going to take a look at my keyboard for a sec and change my my mod tap behavior. So let's see, I'm gonna case KC, and shoot, it's gonna be LT. So for this one I have backspace, so numpad. Numpad later. Oh no. That won't work, would it? Numpad there. and KC E space. If key code is equal to turn shoot. Alright, or if key code is equal to oh, I need to re-architect my keyboard settings. That's annoying. Alright, how far along is tuning? Looks like it's tuning okay. Phase 4, how many phases did we go through? 4 phases total, so should be pretty quick. So while we wait for this, I think I'm going to put together my start G code. And to do that, I'm pretty much going to do something similar to what my other printers do. So first I'm going to set up start.g. Start.g is what runs every time a print job starts. And so inside of my start.g, what I do is I'll turn off layer fans, turn the heater fan on, or I'm going to turn that up, take that out for now. I don't have the case fans installed yet, and I don't know if this board, well, this board does have it. So it's controllable case fans, but once I have the case fans installed, I'll have it set up so that the case fans turn on when a print job starts. Reset the speed back to 100%, set extrusion multiplier back to 100%, activate tool 0, and load up filament settings for the loaded filament. So that's going to be my print start G code, or job start G code that's in the firmware. The next script I'll do is I have a job prologue. And the job prologue replaces what I would put into my slicer's start G code. So I'll go ahead and create a new file, job-prologue.g. Paste that. I'm going to take out the parts that are unused for me, that are not used yet. So no lighting, because I don't have that. I'm going to turn this into need G32. G32. So what I'm going to do, first things first, I'm going to, if axes aren't home, we're going to home. And then this is G32. We'll just get rid of that. So this is actually QGL. Then we'll do G29 for bed mesh. I don't have parking yet, so I'm going to get rid of this. 116p0, I think that's just wait for the heating to happen on the tool. So M190, once the bed is heated up, we do our QGL, or we home QGL and then bed probe. I'm pretty sure G32 also rehome Z, right? It should be fine either way. So let's go ahead, let me just double check. What did I do in my mesh.g? In mesh, clear the mesh. We probe with the inductive probe. We do our bed mesh. I'm just going to kill all this stuff that is unused by mine. And then we rehome Z, so that should be okay. Let's go back. So if we rehome Z, we don't need to do anything after G29. So let's go back to my job prologue. So we do home everything, G32, then we do a bed mesh. M116p0, that means wait for the heater on the nozzle to hit temperature. I'm going to get rid of that. Don't care about that. I don't brush. And this is my purge line. So I'm going to go to X297. And Y150. And we stay at, we don't need to do this. I can just delete that. We don't need to update X. And so we do a 100 millimeter long purge line. Is that right? Command do. So 155 is 100 millimeters long. So yeah, so 150 to, oops, 50. Crap, 50. Get rid of the X parameter because that's going to be redundant. So we're going to go from from 150 to 50. We purge out 30 millimeters of filament at 500 millimeters per minute, and then we are ready to print. So that should be good. So that's done. Let's take a look at how our tuning went. Tuning was alright. We'll go ahead and save. So tuning's all set up. Next, let's take a look at so what I'll do now is I'll create a stop script. So the default one is empty. We're gonna delete that. And then load up what I had before for my stop script. So what am I doing? M591D0. I think that is printing out what my filament sensor calibration says. That I use for just diagnosing what my filament runout sensor does. I don't need this right now. I'm just going to comment it out. Print out filament sensing diagnostics. Layer fan off, dryer fan off, reset the speed factor back to 100%, reset extrusion factor back to 100%, retract by 2 millimeters, relative positioning. We're gonna hop up, Z-hop by 5 millimeters, go back to absolute positioning, and this is where I would present the print. So for this, I think I'll just move the print head to, just move it off to the side. So we go to X297 or 299 and Y. Let's just move move it to the front, and we'll just move at highish speed. This is something I do to, if my height is too high, I want to go to a safe height so that I don't crash the printer when like I turn it back on or something. So 265, and then this gives enough room so that the printer can Z-hop when it homes, because I think there's a little bit of Z-hopping in like my homing scripts. Like here we have a 5mm Z-hop. So let's see, go back to config. Do I have my axis maximum set for Z? Where's my axis max? Axis maximums. Nope, that's belt locations, axis limits. My Z I measured out at being limited at 277 millimeters. That's when the cable chain will impact upon the Z idler. So, or not the chain, but the chain mount on the X gantry. The X extrusion chain mount impacts the Z idler at about 277 millimeters, just over that. So we'll set my Z limit at 277. Go ahead and save that. I'm not going to restart that yet because that's not so important. Not right now. Go back to my stop script and go back to editing. I'm not going to do any filament ramming right now. This statement turns off my heater. M144, I think that turns off something. I don't remember. What is M144? Bed standby. So it flips the bed over to standby. Stop all motors. I don't know if I want to do this because of QGL. I am undecided. I'll just leave it at stop all motors for now. So anytime the printer is unhomed, it's going to do the QGL on print start. I think I'll set a variable later on that will kind of detect if QGL is needed. But I think this is good. M0, H0. Alright, so now I can go into my slicer, and I think we can probably try out a print. So let's see. I'll try starting off with the, where's my slicer? Slicer's here. I'm going to change it to this. We're going to discard. We're going to clear up this. We will set the filament to Oh, I'll just use the same filament preset for my BLV. Since this is PLA, 0.3 millimeter layer height at 0.4 nozzle, 0.4 nozzle. Is there anything else I need to set? Oh, I need to go in and tune all the, or not tune, but set all the machine limits. So I'm going to match up my configuration. At least get it kind of close. So I don't need all of this. Delete. And it's R and U are swapped. U is red. R is green. Nuke this. Why would I do M111? Oh well. Would have figured debugging was off by default, but I'll just leave that since that's in its configuration. Drivers, I can just nuke all this out because I don't need it, and I kind of committed this to memory. So jerk of 240 and 240-ish is kind of low. It's only what 6, but that's fine. Max speeds. Max speed I probably want to limit to about, let's take a look at RepRap firmware. Go to their EMF calculator and just put in my settings. 24. Oops. Motor current 1200. Max speed 250. And this is pretty much this. Axis driven by lead screw, or not lead screw, belt. We have 20 teeth pulleys. 160. Is that right for my XY steps? Yep, 160. So 250 is a pretty safe amount. How about 300? 300. So I can probably set my max speed at 300. Beyond that, it's going to be pretty iffy in terms of, actually, yeah, let's set it at 300. So 300 times 60, it's going to be 18,000. What is this setting? That's nuts. 40,000. Oops, why? $18,000. Z, what is the max speed I can do on Z? I'm probably going to just use what I have before from another printer. Max speed on Z is probably going to be like 1200 or something. Yeah, I think I set it at 1200. 1200 is a pretty safe number anyway. $1,200. My max extruder speed, no way it's going to be that high. 2,000. What is 2,000? 33? Sounds kind of low. Oh wait, I commented that out. Where is my max speed? Max speed 3600. 3600 is okay. That represents 60 millimeters a second. So E at 3600. Max accelerations 5000, 5000. Z, I can do accelerations at about. Really? I would only set 100 here? That's fine. I'll take whatever I have here. Acceleration for E is probably about 600 or so, given the size of the motor. And is that good for speed settings? Pruning accelerations, travel accelerations, that's fine. I'll take these settings for now. Driver currents. I could probably go lower on the idle hold, but I'll leave it at 70% for now. I just want to put a comment here so I know where the heck it is. Z probes, so I can find it easier later. And what was I going in here looking to edit? I don't even remember anymore. Okay. Get rid of this line. Get rid of this line. Get rid of that line. Pressure advance, I'm going to eventually tune it inside of filament settings. And then let's see, is this going to be enough yet? I'll just go ahead and save. I guess I'll run the config file. And we'll go ahead and home all. Ah, that's right. I wanted to take a look at, that's why. Okay, so go back to the configuration, and I'm going to basically copy these information bits I put back in here. So maximum feed rate for X and Y, Z, and E. Max speeds 18, 18, 1200, 3600. So 18,000. $18,000. 1200. 3600. And then max acceleration 5,000. Max accel for Z is 350. Max for E is 600. I assume this means print acceleration, so mark it at 4,000, like configuration is 4,000. Max acceleration when traveling 5,000. Jerk limits, jerk is 240, so that's 6 millimeters per second. 6. What is jerk for 240? Also 6. E is 8,000. That's nuts. That makes no sense. So I'm also going to set this at, actually no, take a look at my other printer. 2,000, no, 300, 300. 300 is 6 millimeters a second. No, 5 millimeters a second. Okay, so and I typed that wrong. It's 4. 240 is 4. So 300. So 4. And minimum feed rate, we don't have any minimums. What else I need to set? Notes, custom G code. So I can get rid of this. And I'm going to save this real quick. And take a look at my other printer. And I'm just going to copy the start G code from that. It's very simple. Calls my macro. And no wonder my heaters don't turn off. Whatever. So go back to Voron. Start G code is this, and then M0H1. All right, we can save this. Then we are going to try the test print. So let's see how it goes. How's my bed mesh looking? So close this. Yep. Save. I'll run the config file. Home everything again. Take a quick look at the height map. Height map looks pretty solid. I haven't done a bed mesh when the bed is warm though. So I guess what I'll do is I'm just gonna screw it. Stop the motors. And then we are going to do a calibration. Generate. Wrong profile. Transfer. Close. Slice. Dice. Print. Let's send it. And see how this very first print goes. I have no idea how it's 44% complete. That makes no sense. So it's going to home, it's going to do a QGL. Huh, interesting. Well, that's fine. I guess I should abort the print. I'm gonna reprint in just a minute because for some reason the QGL script failed, so let's hit pause. Just gotta wait for this guy to finish. Really? It's gonna do all of this first? So meanwhile, take a look at my bed.g. Why is it failing? So let's set z as if it were 8. And save that. Let's go back to jobs, status. See if I can get this in frame better. Gonna cancel, and we'll try printing again. Why is my Z probe reading not consistent? I blame it on shitty probe. And what is this? Cancel. Okay, so I need to take a look at my cancel script. Turn off hot end, turn off heat bed, turn off blower. This one doesn't exist yet. This one doesn't exist. Go ahead and save. And we'll go ahead and print again. And meanwhile, let's see if I can get this printer in frame better. Just so I can see. And I don't want to do that because I want it to do QGL. So I'm going to cancel the print again. Go ahead and print again. And take a look at my pause script. Oh, I didn't want... Hit the wrong thing again. I need to clear the homing state so that it can do the QGL. I want to take a look at the pause. Moving there is okay. I'll just leave that alone for now. I'll figure out where I want to park later. So we're going to cancel, stop motors. Now we'll print again. So now we're doing the homing. It's going to do QGL. Alright, so QGL did its thing. Needs a home again. Now we're going to do the bed mesh. This last mesh was off because I've forgotten QGL wasn't done yet. So this mesh is going to look like ass. So let's see how it looks like after QGL did its thing. So the bed mesh looks a little better. Not great, but it's better. So I'm not sure why, but there's some extruder skipping. There's clicking. Why? So how does this first layer look? First layer looks a little close, maybe. Let's maybe step it up like 2 notches. try again over here. So while we wait for this to happen, I'm going to create some macros. And I'll put this into the calibration folder. Oops, I don't want this. Wrong thing. I wanted to new directory and call it calibration. And then inside of the calibration, I'm going to have a new macro. This is going to be save z offset. Save z offset. And this will save the baby steps to the M500. So take a quick look at this again, see if we need to make any adjustments. I could probably baby step one more. So we'll go ahead and go up one more. And let's take a look at how it comes out. Oh, looks like it's done. So let's take a look. This last one's looking pretty good. So let's go. Let's go one more. I think we'll try baby stepping up one more bit. Alright, let's go ahead and print again. So go ahead and print again, and let's take a look and see how it turns out. I'm going to baby step up one more, like another, what is it, 40 microns. So wait for QGL again. So it's done 3 passes so far, onto the 4th pass. Wow, it got worse. I guess it's close enough. So I'm gonna edit the bed script because I actually don't need to rehome everything after it's done, just Z. So make that change. Optimization for later. Let's see if this is warm. Just want to make sure that there's no conductance. Just want to make sure there's no... Oh, I really hate this probe. I think I'm going to have to increase the tolerance allowed on the readings. Oh, I wanted baby step up 1, so 1 step up. So how does this one look? 1 more step up. It's looking pretty good. And then going up 1 more step. Just keep going until it looks kind of shitty, and then I'll readjust from there. Okay, that's definitely too far. Back down. So 0.16 millimeters, stepped a little bit off the bed. Seems to look a little bit better. Let's peel it off. Yeah, this is Definitely looking really too far away. Yep, you can see that the skirt no longer sticks together, so yeah, I think we got the right offset. I'm gonna relax the tolerance on the probe a little. Let's go up to 7. Oops. 7. Oops. Ah. And that should give a little room to probe a little better. Alright, let's take a look. Oh, it's starting to look far away now. So I think I'm going to step back down a little bit more. Get this out of the way. Turn off the motors, and we'll print one more time, but step down by 0.6. Can't do that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and status print again. Heat bed is pretty much soaked because my IR thermometer says it's about 67%. I really hate this inductive sensor. Yeah, as soon as the printer is able to print ABS, a clicky style probe is going in. I'm getting rid of this probe for sure. So it couldn't even take a bed mesh because the probe couldn't get a consistent reading. What's going on? There's definitely some drift because now I have gaps in my print. So I'm going to step down a bit. Look at this. A little far. So step down a bit and I'll save it there. What I want to do now is take a look at not entirely happy, but this is going to be good enough. Oops. And I'm just going to save this. So go to macros, calibration, saves the offset. Crap, that is not what I wanted to do. System, config override, get rid of that. I wanted to update K1, so save. I need to go and edit config, load this guy up. K1. Paste this back in. And I am going to edit my macro. Save the asset. No, I want to edit it. Edit. And then I want to do G31K1. So we'll do the same thing again. Print again. Here we go. Boring. I think I might want to reduce the tolerance on QGL. I don't really think there's a need to go for like 1.5 microns of consistency. Right. I think I'll be happy with this amount of baby stepping. var probe is equal to 0. If exists param.k, set var.probe is equal to param.k. And then k. Oh, that's not safe, is it? var.probe. var.probe. Let's go ahead and save. If var.probe is equal to 1, we're going to set var.x equal to, what was it, 204.4. Set var.y is equal to 304. And okay. var.probe. Okay, let's take this off. Super happy with the Z offset, but it'll be close enough. We'll go ahead and save this. Macros saves the offset. Yes. What the hell? Edit. G31K1. Huh. Why? That's not right. That is really, really not right. So we're going to load it back up again. System, config. Look at this macro. What's going on? Edit this file. Ah, wrong probe. Probe 1. There we go. Probe 1. Probe 1. And then we can save this. So let's go ahead and save. Now we should be correct. There we go. I can take a look at the configuration file, the config override, and we should see that, yes, it is correct now. Ah, that was scary. Okay. All right. What do I want to do next? I want to... let's just keep the bed warm. Keep the nozzle warm. And I will try to... let's try a flow test. Or a flow rate test. Calibration, flow calibration, and we'll just do 10% intervals. Take a look at, see how it is. Oh, before I did that, I wanted to check my consistency of my probe readings. Okay, I'm gonna cancel this. This is no good. And why are we just sitting there? Okay, so pause, cancel. And I'm just gonna go Z up a bit. Oh, before I take a look at that, take a look at home Z again. Home Z. I don't care about this. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. So 304.1, 203.7. Save. .203.7, 304.1. And I'll just try M48 real quick. Okay, let's try again. So I guess I need to home first before I do that. I want to home Z first. Okay, this is terrible. Just move Z up just in case. Oh no, that's not right. I need to... M558 K1 A1. Send. And then we can M48 K1. So that one's fine. Take a look at the config again real quick. 0.002. 0.005 is a good middle ground for that. Why is my inductor probe so bad? So let's just go ahead and home Z again. Okay. Then let's go ahead and edit the M48 script. So what am I doing? So just probing it. So let's just go G1 Z10 first. G1 Z10. So we do this. We're going to M48 and try that. Why? I don't get it. Okay, what is going on? We'll just make it 2 samples to make it faster. Go one X100, Y100, X100, Y100 iterations. G92. C10. And then at the end I'll home Z again. G28 Z. So let's try this. Oh, of course that's not going to work. Okay. Edit the script again. Because I'm at 10 already. So I'm going to set my Z to 20 at this point. 20. And that should make it work. Or at least make it correct. So let's run the repeatability test again. K0 M558 K0 A1. For repeatability, I'm not going to Okay, let's edit the script again. Why is there a move after the first probe? Oh, okay, because it's making a correction for the offsets. So bar.x, y, bar.y, and we'll put the samples back up to 10. Save, and let's run it again. Deviation is 0.001. Why is it having such a hard time when it actually probes the bed? I'm confused. Very, very confused. Oh well, don't care. I am gonna print the flow calibration. Actually, I want it to QGL. So we're going to force the QGL and then do the job. So print again. And why does my cancel script turn off the heaters? System, cancel. I don't want to turn off the hot end or heater on a cancel. Actually, I'm going to copy my previous cancel. And I'll update this to accept 0.005 deviation. I don't need to go all the way to just 5 microns is good. Why? Why does this skip? Uh-oh. That was no good. What's going on? Dug into my PEI, didn't it? Wow. It's a good thing this is a kind of a throwaway bed. Wow, what the hell? Going on? I really don't understand what just happened. Ah, I did it again. Pause. I see what happened. This is why I hate the nozzle touch. There's a blob and it threw my Z off. I'm going to try to clear this blob off and then home again. So getting rid of this should help. So home Z again. And then we can resume the print. Yeah, this is why I really hate nozzle touch homing. So what flow test did I choose to do? I think I did 10% increments around, right? Yep, 10% at round. But anyway, yep, this is what it's looking like. I'll try a calibration cube after this is done and see how it looks. But yep, thanks for watching. Bye guys.